So listen here. There is nothing too small, nothing too simple or too small that you cannot pray about, that God does not want to hear about. There is something it's something simple. I can reveal it, but I just don't want to right now. But there is something so simple that that's been irritating me. On one hand, it's a good thing, and on the other hand, it has been irritating me right here lately and frustrating me. And what it is, it seems like something so simple, so small, and the enemy put them thoughts into your mind like, God don't want to hear about that. God is not going to answer that. God is not going to respond to that. That is something so simple. Why are you going to take that to him? He don't care about that. That ain't nothing. But I remember hearing a pastor say, if it concerns you, it concerns God. If it is that concerning to you, it is that concerning to God. And this is something that seems so simple, so just so like really nothing, but it is something. Um, and the enemy just wants to try to make me feel like it's something that I can't go to God about, that he's not going to hear my prayer because it's small, it's nothing. Well, small things eventually can turn into huge and major things if not handled. So you got to look at it that way as well. Small things can turn into major things, turn into major issues if you don't go ahead and handle them while they seemingly are small. And so I just want to remind somebody today, the same way this particular thing that I wanted to bring to the Lord today in my prayer time, um that I thought or that I think is so small and ain't nothing. God cares about that. Whatever is in your life that you're dealing with, might be a very small situation. It might seem silly to you. It might be something that seems silly. It just seems like, why would God care about this? Why would he want to hear about this? God don't care about this. This is simple. This is something that I should be able to handle on my own. Well, if it was something that you could handle on your own, it wouldn't bother you so much. It wouldn't be concerning to you so much. You wouldn't be wondering if I can take this to God in prayer. Evidently, you can't really handle that on your own. It's bothering you to the point where you feel like you need to bring it to God. And so that's how I felt in this particular situation. I'm in my prayer time, and this is the one thing that I wanted to talk to God about today. So much, I have my prayer journal here, where I write my prayers down. So I have my prayer journal here. And so this prayer on this particular situation took up 2 pages, where usually I can just do 1 page and I write it and that's it. But I had to go on 2 full pages and write this prayer out. And then once I wrote it out, I just had to go back over and read it again out loud to the Lord. Because this is it seems small, but this is something that concerns me, God, and I want to bring it to your attention and ask you what I should do about it. It seemed like something that I can handle myself and just take matters into my own hands. But you know what? This is to the point. Even though it seemed like something small, you know what? I need to know what the Lord wants me to do about this. I need to know how the Lord wants me to handle this. This is me acknowledging my dependence upon the Lord, and acknowledging that I need him to help me to figure out how to handle this. Because I don't want this to escalate into something huge, because I didn't bring it to him when I thought it was so small. So I just want to encourage somebody today, whatever it is that you think is so small, you think God don't care about this, he don't want to hear about this, I ought to be able to take care of this myself. He wants to hear about it. He wants to hear about it. He wants you to confess it to him. He wants you to acknowledge your dependence upon him. He wants to acknowledge that you trust his advice and what he would have you to do in regards to that seemingly small thing or small situation that you're dealing with. So just be reminded today that there is nothing too small for God to handle. There's nothing too small for him to advise you on. There's nothing too small for him to give you directions on what to do about it. He wants to hear about it. If it concerns you, it concerns him. Handle it now. Take it to God now in prayer. Take that seemingly small thing to God now, right now in prayer, before it escalates into something big, into something huge. And then by the time you get there, it's like, man, I wish I would have took this to God earlier when I first started experiencing these frustrations or the irritations with this seemingly small issue. So whatever the small thing is, it might seem silly, it just might seem ignorant. Take it to God in prayer. He's waiting to hear from you. There's nothing too small that you can't take to God in prayer. And I do believe I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna meditate, and I'm gonna hear what the Lord has to say about the solution to the problem that I have right now that seems so small. But I want to know what he would have me to do. I really want to know what he would have me to do, because I don't want to have the frustrations and the irritations that I have when on one hand this thing is good, but on the other hand it irritates me and frustrates me. So I'm going to wait for his answer. So I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Take that seemingly small thing to God in prayer and let him lead you, guide you, and direct you on how and what you should do in regard to whatever that seemingly small thing is, before it escalates into something much bigger. That's the word for the day. I just had to share that with somebody because I was just here talking to the Lord and just letting him know that I thank him so much for hearing my prayers over seemingly small things that seem like it ain't nothing. But Lord, I thank you for hearing me anyway. I thank you for what concerns me concerns you too. So thank you for hearing me, Lord, today. Thank you for answering my prayer in your time. In the meantime, I hope this message reach who it needs to reach at the time that it needs to reach you. And until the next message, I'll see you again soon.